Good morning, Internet. I'm Master Briss, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Edition. In the last episode, we cleared the first two rooms of the Pyramid. And now we're moving on to Room 3. Welcome to Arcana's room. The last time we met, you amused me, but this time I'm afraid I'll have to play rough. If you want to go on, you'll have to defeat me first. Sounds a bit dramatic, doesn't it? No question mark. Well, that's what makes this show all the more exciting. That and my ridiculously shiny cards. What is with that anyway? Should probably mention to me off, this particular update is being done in post-commentary mode, because I am a perfectionist and I hated the commentary from this actual live part. It was just kind of bad. Anyway, this is the second of our duel a random ghoul chambers. It is yeah, it's definitely random, because I've definitely fought Rare Hunter here before. But yes, after we beat Arcana, we go back to fighting scripted opponents. If we beat Arcana. Hint, we do, but it takes a while, mostly because I have somehow managed to draw a starting hand that doesn't have any summonable monsters. Here we go, Dunama's Dark Witch. We can do something with this. I'm not, however, going to use Fisher at this point, because I want to save it for something a little bit more dangerous. Although admittedly it would have sped up this game a bit. In the meantime, we'll just fight our way through the ridiculous amount of prompts that we have come to expect at this stage, and continue to see what he does. It's Dark Hole, because of course it is. And he brings out, oh, it's the Brave Scizor. It's like a magical hairdressing robot that turned evil or something. Well, it's a dark type, it must have turned evil. Well, apart from all those things that are dark type that aren't evil, because dark isn't necessarily evil. Oh, never mind. None of it is that important. In the meantime, we shall play Monster Reborn, and we shall bring back... Yes, let's bring back Dunama's Dark Witch. Mostly because it would be a bit silly to bring back Rogue Doll. And then immediately offer up to play Summon Skull, which of course means that he's going to play Raijeki next turn, because that's just how this game works. Still, once this pyramid section is over, we, actually, in all honesty, there isn't really that much to do. No, I say there isn't that much to do. There's quite a bit to do, but there's nothing really sort of structured. Like, there are a few things I'm going to be doing, but there isn't really a set order in which they will happen. It'll just sort of unfold. Can't help but feel this is the time I should be maybe playing my Fisher card. So I will. Go, Fisher, destroy Dunama's Dark Witch. In return, he brings out, ooh, it's Cannon Soldier. It's able to offer up monsters much in the same way that Catapult Turtle is, however it does a flat 500 damage every time instead of it being based off of attack points. It's a useful card. And nothing else to do. So, we could be finished this turn if he attacks directly with Cannon Soldier and then offers up Cannon Soldier. Unfortunately, instead of doing that, what he's done is he summoned a monster incapable of finishing me off by a whole 100 points. And yeah. The AI, ladies and gentlemen. Could have won this round, but he didn't want to, and that will work in our favour because we get to finally bring out a monster. And it's the best monster we have available to us, the mighty Meteor Black Dragon. Hopefully everything should be plain sailing from here, especially if I equip it with Kunai with Chain and get into stupid attack range. I finally cleared Forbidden Memories the other day. I bring that up mostly because Meteor Black Dragon is kind of everything when it comes to the endgame of Forbidden Memories. There's an endgame gauntlet of 7 opponents. I somehow managed to clear all of them, get to the final boss of the game. He brings out like 2 Meteor Black Dragons, Mars aligned. I bring out a monster that's weaker than them, but is Neptune aligned. And he attacks it and gets defeated even though he should have known that he would have lost. Seriously, AI Derps have been around in Yu-Gi-Oh! For as long as time can remember. Anyway, we've beaten Arcana. What does he have to say for himself? That's the second time you've ruined my show. Oh well, that's the stuff of drama, isn't it? Well, there are others you must face in the rooms ahead, and I doubt you'll survive to tell the tale. To room 4, then. One room before the final boss. This room is different to the other rooms. And the reason it's different to the other rooms is because... Yeah, because the door is slightly sideways instead of being directly ahead of us. Here's Slave Joey. So, you're the one who dares to stand in the way of Marek, my master. I'll crush you with my new deck. Also note the shading and spriting on his mouth makes it look like his teeth are sticking out of the top of it. Not a good look. Not a good look. Anyway, much as Slave Taya's deck relied upon giving her even more life points than any one man could know what to do with, Slave Joey's deck is about reducing my life points. It's like a counterpart balance thing, and again, you only ever fight this deck now. Here, once. He opens with Uzaki, a standard sort of inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent card. There's nothing else to say about it, really. And standard set and 3/4 Odeon. We in turn shall set Magic Cylinder, and we shall once again not have anything to summon, because seriously, why? This is Chain Energy. Chain Energy is a continuous spell card that means that whenever one of us wants to play a card from our hand onto the field, we have to pay 500 life points for the privilege. It's not great. It puts a massive clock on this game. This card here is pretty much the sole reason why I'm doing this in post-commentary mode. Because I was too busy worrying about, oh, should I play this card, should I not, is it worth it? Am I putting myself on too limited a time frame to complete the game? These are the sorts of thoughts that Chain Energy puts into your head. However, we kinda need to play a monster card. We really do. And in turn he has, funnily enough, played a Cannon Soldier. He sacrifices his face down, which I now know to be Needleworm, and I will negate attack. Mostly because I was thinking he'd attack with something stronger later and it'd be better to cylinder that. Either way, we keep our monster, we can flip it, and then we can make a tribute summon. Or possibly not. Needleworm. Right. So, question is, what do I want to bring out? Well, before that, let's rearrange our hands. So, Crawling Dragon number 2, Fusion Sage. Well, Fusion Sage is completely useless to us, so we're going to put that last, and then we'll put Sangan 4th, because then hopefully Sangan will be destroyed and our deck will be shuffled. So that I won't need to get Fusion Sage as a dead draw. Or at least that's the thinking that's going into my head right now at this point in time. Spoilers, it didn't work out like that. In the meantime, that Cannon Soldier is too powerful for Big Eye, so I'm going to Tribute said Catapult Turtle. Because if I Tribute Summon, it's highly likely there'll be a Trap Hole. At least like this we can defend. Slave Joey in turn will bring out Goblin Attack Force, which I'm going to Trap Hole. I think about it for a bit because I'm not sure if I want to cylinder it, but in the long run, I don't want to lose my Catapult Turtle, so Trap Hole it is. He moves his Cannon Soldier to defense mode, and now it is our turn again. We shall summon Crawling Dragon number 2 and bait out his Trap Hole. There we go. And Dark Hole. It keeps confusing me, because whenever he plays a spell card, the Chain Energy effect activates first, so I keep thinking, oh god, he's activated a second copy of Chain Energy. But he hasn't. I don't know what I'd do if he activated a second copy of Chain Energy. Panic forever, probably. Anyway, he's brought out Slate Warrior, which is bothersome, to say the least. I mean, we can hold it off for now. Hopefully. Well, we can't now. He's equipped as Slate Warrior with Black Pendant, but it's okay, because we can still activate Magic Cylinder, take 2400 off, and bring out... Well, I say bring out Summon Skill, that'll be next turn. For now, Attack and Receive. Attack and Receive can be activated whenever you take damage. It inflicts 700 points of damage to your opponent, and it inflicts a further 300 points of damage for each copy of Attack and Receive in your graveyard. So the more of them that you use, the better. Unfortunately for me, I was clearly not destined to summon the Summon Skull. Except I am, because 7 tools. Except now I can literally only play 2 more cards, assuming that I don't take any more damage. Given that if he keeps summoning monsters, I'm never going to be able to attack him directly, this is problematic, to say the least. At this point, I'm really stuck. I decide to set Sangan because, at the very least, it will thin my deck, and what I really want to do now is I want to draw Giant Grenade. Because if I can draw Giant Grenade, I'll return all of his cards to his hand, and then that will clear me up to... Well, I say clear me up to make a big strike. I'd also have to deplete some of his monsters beforehand. Of course, Giant Grenade did turn out to be the reason I won this duel, but not for the reason I expected. Let's see, this turn I draw Magic Jammer. I would, but at this point, I really don't want to play a card. Instead, what I'm going to do is just end my turn and let swords expire. He, in turn, plays another face-down card. Ah, here's Giant Grenade. Yes, I think it is this turn that I win this. How, you ask? Well, it goes back to that time-old tradition of the AI being a derp. What I am about to do, I think, is I am about to play... Yes, I am. I'm playing Giant Grenade. All of the things are returned to my hand. I play my cards free of any sort of punishment, set Giant Soldier of Stone, and then go after Slate Warrior because, in all honesty, it's probably too much of a threat to leave it there if what I'm about to do goes horribly wrong. I complete my turn, and we win. The reason we win is that he will now proceed to play all of his cards again. However, because he's an idiot, he plays Chain Energy first, and then doesn't stop paying the life points when it would mean he would lose the game. I didn't deserve to win that, but I'm not gonna complain. What am I doing here? Wait, I remember now. The ghouls. If you go on from here, you'll have to face a very vicious and dangerous duelist. Since Yugi isn't here, for some reason, it's up to you to win. And that clears us to take on the last opponent of the pyramid. In the... Well, I was about to say the only room here that's not a rectangle, but there are very clearly 2 rooms that are not rectangles. So, we finally meet. I must say that the pleasure is mine. Thanks to your victory over Odeon, I am finally free. Now that we've met, we just have to duel, but can you handle the stakes? Are you willing to part with your hopes, your dreams, your futures? Let's find out. Yes, the final duel of the pyramid is against Dark Marek. Because we had to put him in somewhere. Right, let's see here. Starting hand, Witch of the Black Forest, Crawling Dragon number 2, Battle Log, Summon the Skull, Polymerization, Negate Attack. This is a far better starting hand than the ones we've been afforded so far. By millions of miles. He in turn begins with Rajaki, because of course he does. Still, if he was going to play it today, now, this particular turn is probably the best time to do it. We pull a 7-colored fish, and now it's time to start going after him properly. Let's just do it with 7-colored fish. He doesn't seem to want to complain about it. 7-colored fish attacks, and it's Fairy Box. We've kind of covered Fairy Box before. Every time I attack, he flips a coin and calls it. If he calls it right, my attack is reduced to 0 for the purposes of the attack. Each turn, he must pay 500 life points to keep it in play, otherwise it is destroyed. And unlike Chain Energy, he's not stupid enough to keep paying for it. It's the same with Mirror Wall, if we ever see Mirror Wall. Can't remember if anyone actually uses it in their deck in this game. Anyway, unluckily for us, he's got his Raigeki back. So, goodbye 7-colored fish. Yami Marek's deck is sort of... I can't really put a finger on it. He's got both Magician of Faith and Mask of Darkness, so he can keep getting spells and traps back from his graveyard to his hand. He's got White Magical Hat, which is a card that basically works like Robin Goblin in that when it deals damage to an opponent, they discard a random card from their hand. So I guess, more than anything, his deck is more about control? Field control, anyway. Or, well, control in general, he's also discarding from your hand. So yes, let's just go with control as the general theme here. This turn he gets Fairy Box's effect correct, and we deal no damage as a result. Great. And now 2 copies of Gravekeeper's Servant. He's kind of got similarities to Bakura in that, so not only is he controlling the cards that we have, he's also now put us in this weird quandary whereby if we want to attack, we have to take the top 2 cards off our deck, and even if we do, there's a 50% chance that that attack won't actually work. As such, I've decided at this point that it is not worth it to attack at all, by any stretch of the imagination. What I shall do instead is I shall trigger Torrential Tribute like an idiot. Oh well. I'm sure we can get this back. Mostly because I still know what happens. Ah, here's White Magical Hat. I told you it'd be making an appearance. Funnily enough, White Magical Hat is also another card used by Bakura in the Duelist Kingdom anime. But hey, I suppose card selection in this was limited. Right. Still not attacking. If anything, if he doesn't manage to draw a lot of monsters, then I can actually just keep stalling him out and wearing down his life points by making him continually pay the cost for Fairy Box. And now, one of these rare moments where I actually want to play Mystical Space Typhoon. What have I gotten rid of with it? I've gotten another Torrential Tribute. I am happy with that. Summon Crazy Fish. The other reason I'm not attacking is because Giant Grenade will also solve a lot of my problems at this point, and I don't want to risk losing it. Of course, he has now played infinite cards, so I don't need to worry about trap cards anymore, unless that one face-down card of his is something kinda deadly. The other thing I don't have to worry about is spell cards. I'm quite happy about this. Infinite cards, as the name suggests, lets you have an infinite number of cards in your hand, and when you can't play any spell or trap cards, that's probably a good thing for Marek here. Let's see. Yes, I think I'm going to summon Meteor Dragon. Furthermore, I am going to use the effect of Sangan to get Catapult Turtle. Because if I can't win by attacking, I can still win by Catapult Turtle's effect, and that's better than nothing. He's now down to half his life points, he can't do anything because presumably his hand is nothing but spells and traps. Right, I think I can actually win this round. If I bait him into attacking an attack mode Catapult Turtle, Magic Cylinder Deflect, and then do damage. Yes, I derped and sacrificed Dudama's Dark Witch instead of Crazy Fish. I pressed the A button twice instead of once. but it doesn't actually matter in the long run. I've still got enough firepower on hand to deal the amount of damage I need to deal. I'm actually just going to offer up Crazy Fish now. Start making dents. He in turn will pay 500 fairy box and then end his turn. I've drawn giant grenades, so I can now win the old-fashioned way. Hopefully. Whether or not I can win the old-fashioned way will depend on what his face-down defense monster is, but he doesn't have any monsters with particularly high defense, so it shouldn't be anything too painful. I'll attack with Crawling Dragon number 2, and it's another Mask of Darkness, which he'll use to get Torrential Tribute back. But again, it doesn't matter. In fact, I don't even need to activate Catapult Turtle's effect. I have enough damage dealing potential on the field to just win it now. So I will. We have cleared the pyramid. The plot of this game is over. My other self. Humph. I can't thank you, but I will honor my promise. I will return Joey and your friends, but do not be fool enough to believe that this... Carry on. Is where it ends. My family's thirst for vengeance will not be sated until Yugi has fallen one day. Until that day comes, the ghouls will rise again. And then we monologue to ourselves about listening to Marek's story, being weary from the duel. Marek saying thank you. Again, the plot of this bit makes very little sense other than as a sort of scheme to beat Yugi. Beat Yugi? Bait Yugi? Well, technically both. Anyway, we get the same dialogue from Taya that we get if we were to lose any of the card games, and then a little bit extra. To show that no, in fact, everything is alright, Yugi's gone on ahead, and everyone's running after him because protagonist-centered show or something. And we're back on the world map. All of the ghouls are now available as regularly duelable opponents, and the wins we got against them when they weren't still count. So we only have to beat them 4 more times each for a certain duelist's unlock criteria. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I guess I'm gonna have to go and unlock a new duelist, or find something new to do so that something interesting can happen next part. So, I will see you all next time for that, whatever that may be. Goodbye.